Hi, this is Dan from Pool & Spa TV. Today we're at the ArtesianSpas plant in Las Vegas, Nevada, and today we're going to show you how they build a hot tub spa.
The most important things that you need in order to make a hot tub spa is a really cool state-of-the-art production plant, some really smart engineers to design every detail of all the different spa models you want to make, and ultimately, one experienced director of operations to make sure it all goes smoothly.
My name is Joe Gomez. I'm the Director of Operations for ArtesianSpas. We moved here to Las Vegas in 2005. You know, as a company, Artesia, we're very conscious on the environment. We can produce spas fairly quick. And the way we laid up our facility, it allows us to be flexible on how many units we can produce a day. We build to demand. We don't build to stock, which means that if one day we receive 50 orders, we're equipped to be able to maximize those opportunities and produce those 50 spas. But if we were to get 100 spas, we can just shift our capacities and resources slightly, and we will be able to produce that too. We're fortunate to have a very creative individual within Artesia, Manny Sanchez, which is our creative designer here, and also our senior VP executive here. And most of the designs that you see with Artesia is a combination of his designs and working with the rest of the executives.
What we're going to show you right now is this. This is an actual mold for one of the spas. Once they design it with AutoCAD and the computer, they then actually take this material here, and this is all hand molded and routed so that you can get the shape that the particular design calls for. If you look here really close, what they do in the mold is they drill these teeny little holes all the way around it, and that's what allows the vacuum form machine that you see suck that acrylic right into it. This has a suction that's created, and then the hot acrylic is on top of this, and then the air gets pulled through this, and that's what makes the acrylic have that form. When you pick the kind of spa that you want, you'll always see that you have a lot of choices in the color of the acrylic. Acrylic comes in these big 8-foot by 8-foot sheets. Some of them are even more, but the standard acrylic piece is 8 by 8. And they come in all different colors. And you can see here, we have them stockpiled on these shelves. And then basically what they do is they pick out which color the particular spa is, and then they bring this over to the vacuum form machine. What we're going to show you right now is the actual guts of the vacuum forming machine. These are all the switches, and these are the actual hydraulics that control what happens to that machine when it sucks the piece of acrylic into the mold. All of this is all pre-programmed, so it knows exactly how much air to suck out of what part, and it also knows how hot the acrylic has to be for the particular mold that they're using. Okay, what we're going to show you right now is actually how they pull the acrylic into the shape of the spa. This is a fully computer-controlled vacuum former right here. What you see here is the molded mold for what the spa is going to be. This is actually going to be a swim spa. And what they're going to do is put a piece of acrylic on top of this, and it actually gets sucked into this mold. And that's what makes the shape of the acrylic shell that you see. So let's take a look at that right now. Okay, this is what the shell looks like once it comes out of the mold. You can see that the piece of acrylic, it's still the same thickness here, but it's actually stretched to make this particular shape. What they do is they pull it out and they put it on these braces here, and then they tape it all up and they get it ready for the next step. After the piece of acrylic comes out of the vacuum molding machine, it has to be flipped over and they spray fiberglass directly onto the back of the acrylic for added strength. This is actually a bin full of fiberglass. These are the fiberglass cables that are being sucked out of this box and onto the back of the spa shop. After the fiberglass is sprayed onto the back of the shell, it's rolled to make sure that it's evenly coated throughout. What we're going to show you now is the station where they drill the actual holes into the piece of acrylic to put all of the jets and the fittings. These big blue machines are air handlers. When you cut into the piece of acrylic and the fiberglass, you get little pieces of fiberglass that could come off of it, and that could be deadly, it could be toxic. So what they've done here at ArtesianSpas is they've installed this $1 million air handling system, and what it does is as the guys are inside, they're drilling, it sucks all of the pieces of fiberglass out and it puts it through a big filtration system so there's no toxic emissions that come out of the plant. Let's take a look at where they do this. This is one of the shells that's already been flipped over and it has the fiberglass on top of it. If you notice here, these raised areas, this is where the jets have to be. So you're actually looking at the back of the shell and these holes have to be drilled out. If you take a look over here, this is one of the workstations, and this spa already has some holes cut out of it. Well, this is a $1 million air purification machine. This is what's hooked up to the other side inside the factory there. And what this does is it actually filters out any of the contaminants, fiberglass, dust, anything that happens in that factory gets filtered out right here so that any of the exhaust that blows back into the air has no contaminants in it.